Hey guys, Michelle here with Coastal Conservative News. We are at the USF campus because guess what? Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk is here. They've got a great crowd of students around. I want to bring on Camden Bettinghouse because he had a chance to actually talk to Charlie Kirk. How are you doing today, Camden?
Great. I'm just so glad Charlie Kirk came to our campus because I go to USF and it's one of the most liberal places I've been to. Yeah. And there's so many colleges that need him. So he's doing great stuff here.
Awesome. I understand you got to interact a little bit with him. Tell us a little bit about what did you ask him?
Well, first I asked that very question, why our college campus is getting so liberal. And he just brought up that it's the professors even. Like the way they grade is a little bit towards the left. Like if you say something that they don't agree with, you're scared to even say it because you're going to get graded differently for it. So I asked him that and also asked him about the death penalty because I'm a Christian. So I had some questions about like being pro-life and also how some conservatives believe in death penalty too.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, since you've been here at Camden, because we came just a little bit later, did you see, has there been any heated altercations, like debate? There's
been a lot about Israel and Palestine. Like 5 or 6 different questions about that. So some of those got a little heated and I can just see the liberals so emotional. So many times they're like, well, it feels like this or it seems like this. And I'm like, where's the facts? It's always about what they feel.
Yes.
So
this is amazing, guys. We're going to get into the crowd and get more interviews. So we'll be right back. All right. I have Mariah here at the Charlie Kirk event. Mariah, did you get a chance to get close enough to see Charlie Kirk and how was it?
So actually, he walked right by us as we were entering the event. We were going to the bathroom and he came right by us. He said hi. It was surreal. It was super cool. And like seeing him on Instagram and everything, TikTok, doing all these events with Turning Point. I mean, it was super cool to actually get to say hi and like see him in person.
I have to ask you, do you consider yourself political already or did this type of event bring it out in you, or did you come here charged already politically?
I think I felt really strong politically for the past few years because I feel like things have been getting more extreme and people's views have been really raging, I feel like. So this was definitely something that I looked forward to because I knew that I would get to kind of come out here and really support what I stand for.
Right. I have to ask you, in looking around, I see a lot of the red hats, a lot of the MAGA hats. How does it feel to be on a college campus and feel like you've got other people around you that are like-minded? Did you expect that coming here?
So I expected a little bit of each because I know Florida is a red state, but this college campus specifically, I think it's a little more left-leaning. So I wasn't sure like exactly how many of each party were going to be here or whoever identified as what, but I definitely see a lot of liberals in the crowd over there, like having their opinions and stuff. But I also know that there's a big, strong crowd of Republicans here too. And I could hear that in the crowd. So that was super cool. There was a lot of everything.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for interviewing with us today. Thank you. Hi, guys. I'm here with Lydia. Lydia, you made a little bit of a drive today to be here at USF to watch Charlie Kirk. How has it been so far?
Oh, it's been unreal. Honestly, very surreal. Because, you see him on the news, you see him on all these things, especially during Trump's campaign, and he had Turning Point events, and Trump was there along with like RFK. So to see this in person, it's really, really, really cool. Yeah.
And you can tell it's been pretty peaceful, but you got close enough to hear some of the questions. Yeah. Was there anything that stood out that you thought was either really heated or that he had just such a good response for?
Well, I think, one thing that's really overused all the time, there was a girl that had come up but she was talking about like the certain cases with women as far as pregnancies and the life of the mother. And then she used that, but then she also used the age old term clump of cells. And but it's just a couple of cells. And she was comparing the fetus to, a baby dolphin fetus. So I wasn't really sure how much I, understood of what she was really trying to say. And it was just really an overused argument. But, the way he came back with it was perfect because he's like, so we're devaluing, we're comparing to a person to a dolphin, essentially is what she's doing. So that kind of stuck out to me because anything that has to do with abortion and my pro-life stance, my very strong pro-life stance. So it's like, those questions really stick out to me in general.
I was going to ask you if you could elbow your way up there and get a question in. What's something that you would ask Charlie Kirk?
Man, I don't know. Personally, I really want to get involved into the political sphere. So honestly, I would ask him, like, how did you get started? Like, what were your steps? Because what he does really excites me. And when I see all of like the employees that work with him, when he's like going to different colleges, it's really fascinating. And I would love to get involved. And so I would probably ask him something like that for sure.
That's amazing. This is what's exciting is that this is who we fight for, is for the young people, and the young people get it. And I'm telling you, you guys are the next generation. I can't wait to see what happens. We'll be back with more interviews. All right, here at the Charlie Kirk event at USF, we have Fadana with us. Fadana, tell me a little bit about what you expected here and how is the event versus what you expected?
Well, to be honest with you, I kind of expected this for there to be a mixture of liberals and conservatives, to be giving their questions and stuff. And just the way that Charlie was very prepared, I already knew that he was going to be this prepared. I just knew. I just know. But yeah,
it was good. So it's what you expected. Tell me a little bit about some of the questions you've heard. Is there anything that stands out that you thought was either really heated or that he had a good response for?
I think it was about the topic with Israel and Hamas. And basically there was someone who was on the Hamas side. Sorry for hitting the mic. But basically they were saying, how come Hamas keep bombing Israel and killing all of the Israelites and stuff like that? And then something that he mentioned is if Israel decided to just drop their weapons, what would happen to Israel? Hamas would take over, and I feel like him posing, just these deep analytical, thought, critical thinking questions, it just get my mind like going. It makes me wonder, what do I truly believe in? And so after this event today, I'm just going to go home and like really sit down and hone in, like, what do I really believe in? Because for him to be this well-rounded and educated, and there's a lot of people that are just giving their opinions and they don't really have any facts to back them up. And so I feel like just being here at this event today, it's making me think about what I truly believe in and where does my faith coincide with what I believe in.
That's amazing. And that's the whole point of it, right? To make sure that you have an answer prepared for what you believe. We're going to interview more people, guys. We'll be right back. Hi, guys. We're here with Tiffany. She is here at the Charlie Kirk event. So, Tiffany, have you had a chance to ask a question yet?
I have not, because I got here when there was a big pile of people here, but I got on my boyfriend's shoulders and I got to see everyone, but I have not gotten a chance to this is actually the closest I've gotten to him, but nice. I wish.
This is a good turnout. Let me ask you, if you could ask Charlie Kirk anything, what would you ask him?
Honestly, what he's most famous for, like talking about like if college is really a scam, because I am not a big college person, but I have to go.
Right.
The real
world.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you, what has it been like here? Have you seen, has there been any heated debates that you've heard of? Or?
Actually, Caitlin Bennett is here. I know she's probably not supposed to be here because she's apparently blacklisted, she said. But, she's talked a lot about, gay, like, alliances in schools, public schools, and, like, how to keep our kids away from that. And I feel like that's very important, especially for me as well, because I will eventually become a mother.
Yeah.
But, I plan on keeping my kids homeschooled as well, just to stay away from all that.
I can understand that, Tiffany. Let me ask you, because we do a lot with Patriot TV.
Okay.
Media by far is very left-leaning. What do you think about, as far as these independent journalists, the idea that you can be a journalist or somebody over here with an X account can be a journalist?
I think it's great that everybody can have their own opinions, but, I also feel like people just shouldn't, like, force it upon us. But I think it's awesome that everybody would like to be heard, like through social media or whatever. But, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tiffany, for the interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetie. Awesome.
I was a little nervous,
Yes.
but-
All right, guys, we've got some extra guests here. We've got Jamie and James. They're here at the Charlie Kirk event at the USF campus. So let me just first ask each one of you, what did you think coming here, and what brought you here today?
I was really excited. My aunt is very conservative. She called me like in the morning saying, "Hey, you go to University of South Florida, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, do you want to see Charlie Kirk?" And I was like, "Of course." Like, I always see him on my TikTok like all the time, and I was like, might as well see him in person because I live in St. Pete.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I drove here.
Amazing. And how about you, James?
Well, her aunt, like told me to sign up, and so I registered, and I really like Trump. And I've seen Charlie Kirk on TikTok, so that's why. But there's so many people. It doesn't look like this in the videos.
Yeah, there is a lot of people here. Let me ask you, if you've been able to hear any of the conversation, is there anything that stood out to you as far as a debate?
Probably the abortion one, like as a woman, you have like mixed opinions on it, but also I'm Christian. There's also that opinion on it. It's just like, that debate's never going to end.
Yeah.
It's never.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. The abortion one.
Yeah.
The debate's not going to end. Like, they bring up the same points all the time, and no one really wants to win or lose. So
Yeah. Let me ask you, how important do you guys think it is for us, for journalists, for people, in this political realm to get the opinions of young people? You guys are the future of the country. So were you politically charged before this, or did this bring it out?
I was like always conservative, honestly. I mean, My opinion stays the same. It is important for the youth. Again, with the abortion, with like the overturn of Roe v. Wade, and it's just I voted for Trump, and I'm gonna see where he takes it.
Where he takes it. I love that. How about you, James?
I don't know.
Did you care about politics before?
A little bit, but recently because of Biden, I didn't really like how he ran the country. So Trump, definitely the move.
Trump's definitely the move. I love this, that they're getting out, getting involved, they're voting. One last thing, if you could get up there and ask Charlie Kirk any question, what do you think you might ask?
I would ask, what does he think about the transgenders in the bathrooms? Because St. Pete is very liberal, the campus over there, and there was like them in the bathroom. I was scared, honestly, but
I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. How about you, James?
Definitely the transgenders in sports.
Yes.
That's a big one because I feel like, I don't want to say anything, but the men transitioning into women's sports for me is unfair. So.
Yes, it's unfair. I completely understand. And that's where we're grateful that we live in the state of Florida. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, guys, we're still here at the Charlie Kirk event at the USF campus. I have some wonderful guys around. I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions. Answer honestly, but I want to know, we'll start over here. Did you expect this kind of turnout? And what do you think of the event so far?
Yeah, I actually did expect this turnout. It's a lot of people. I think the event's going well. I like the debates. I like the disagreements. And he just does a really good job at debating.
Right. Now, if for those of you in this group that might be conservative, I'm going to start with you because you got a 47 hat. I'm thinking that you're conservative. How do you feel on a college campus? Do you feel like this is something that's needed because by far they're more left leaning? How do you feel?
Definitely, because this is the first time I've been here. I'm a junior. It's the first time I've seen anything like this. So I just got this hat, actually threw it to me and landed right in my hand. So I guess it was a sign. But other than that, yeah, there's just a lot of liberal talk on campus, and it is like shunned upon if you speak out your conservative point of view.
Right. Let me move over here. Have you always been political? Did you always care about politics, or has this been something that's come about recently?
Not really. This past year was my first time voting. Like I just registered because I've been paying attention a lot more. But I completely agree with him. When you're like talking about conservative, it's really shunned upon. But I'll be wearing this hat all day today.
That's amazing. It's got to bring you a little bit of encouragement to see him be able to bring that kind of mentality here, that we should be able to talk and ask questions. If you could ask Charlie Kirk anything, what would you ask him? If you could elbow your way up there.
How does he do it, man? Like,
how does he do it?
He so many people come here try to debate him, and he just proves them wrong every time. He gives them the facts. He knows the facts, and I didn't. From the time I was there, I didn't see one person prove their point. He knew what he was talking about.
Amazing. All right, thank you guys for coming out and joining. Can I interview you too?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to ask you a quick question. So I don't know if you're a supporter or not, but have you always been involved in politics? And what do you think of Charlie Kirk being on campus today?
I have not always been in politics. Just recently I got into it, but I'm happy Charlie Kirk is here. Like, I'm happy to have a diversity of opinions, and it's a good thing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yes, sir.
There's just way too many sherms on this campus, like spreading the false type of like point of views, and it's caused a lot of ruckus. And even professors, it's like I'm getting graded differently just because my professor's a complete absolute sherm. So it's just not fair. And like for people like us who all support Trump, Charlie Kirk, and all that side of politics, it's really not fair. Even when the encampments were going on campus, it was like horrible. Nobody even wanted to step foot on here. But that's the last thing I want to say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We're praying for you guys. Thank you.